One of the things I thought we could talk about today is what do we do to keep busy on our catamaran? Um, Obviously, when you first start out sailing, and perhaps you've done a lot of sailing or a little sailing or traveling on boats, the activity is basically being out on the boat, being on the water, and doing some sailing or fishing or whatever. When you live on a boat, you have a little bit more time, and it kind of depends on what you enjoy doing as far as what you end up doing on your boat. One of the things someone said one time is what you end up doing at home is probably what you're going to end up doing on your cruising boat, because that is your home. So if you enjoy watching TV at home, you'll probably end up doing some of that. And we do have a TV on board, and we enjoy watching some TV in the evening, usually after we watch the sunset. And what we do is we hook up one of our iPads to the TV, and we usually stream Netflix or Amazon Prime. What's kind of interesting is some of the streaming apps don't allow you to plug into a TV, so it can be restricting, like Disney for some reason. When you plug that into a TV from an iPad, it says, no thank you. So there is that, and some people have more robust internet on their boats. And in case you're wondering, it is hot in the Bahamas today. So I'm going to turn on a little fan here. Hopefully the fan noise won't intrude too much on the audio. We'll have to bear with me because I need a little air. It's a little still today. So we also enjoy reading a lot. What I do is bring books on my iPad. I use a Kindle reader, and so I spend a lot of time reading, and I really enjoy that. That's one of the things I enjoy about being out here cruising is it's a slower pace of life, and I really enjoy taking time to read books and just thinking about stuff, not really going from one thing to the next to the next to the next like our busy lives on land sometimes have us doing. The other thing that we enjoy is we enjoy kayaking. We have a inflatable kayak on board. You can see it's stored kind of on our dinghy davits on the back. Obviously we can't store it here when we're underway on a passage, but that's the inflatable part. So we deflate it when we go on passages. But bop around on Bahamas, we can just tie it here on top of the davits, and it does just fine. You can also see that we have a couple of inflatable stand-up paddle boards, and you can see all the paddles for these things behind me. We're looking for a different storage location for that. We haven't found it yet, but the stand-up paddle boards are a great fun thing to do. The water needs to be fairly calm, but on a calm day there's a lot of fun just kind of paddling around in an anchorage, and some people are more stable on them than I am, and they can take them out in rougher water. But the kayak and the paddle boards are a way that we can get out on the water and go places. And then of course we have our dinghy that we can also take to beaches, and we love to go on hikes and explore different beaches. I mean, many times here in the Bahamas you basically have a mile-long beach to yourself. If you want to find some company, you can do that too, but it's also not real crowded in many places where you can reach with your boat. We do involve some water sports too, swimming and snorkeling. Not as much as other people. I tend to have problems getting a seal with my mustache, and so it seems like I've never gone snorkeling without getting some salt water up my nose, which is not very pleasant. And so that kind of slows me down. I can put Vaseline on my mustache and that helps, but you shouldn't feel like if you don't enjoy being in the water that this wouldn't be something you enjoy, because there's lots of other things to do. We enjoy going to the little towns in the Bahamas and just kind of touring around and looking at the different sites and meeting the people and maybe having a beverage or some ice cream or something fun. We enjoy doing that also. It's a lot of things that you can do on your cruising boat. You have to think of it as transportation rather than, you know, kind of the sport. So some of us started out sailing as a sport, maybe racing or doing weekend activities or sailing on the boat, and that was kind of the main activity, was sailing on the boat. When you're cruising on a boat, the sailing is basically how you get from point A to point B, or how you move your home around. And so it's not the focus of what we do, but it certainly is a fun part. And there are days when the wind's blowing in the right direction and we just really enjoy getting the sails up and going on a nice sail. You know, we do enjoy sailing. We certainly like being able to put the sails up and turn the engines off and just hear the water kind of passing by the hulls. It's really a really peaceful and calm way to travel, as long as the wind's not blowing from the wrong direction or too much. And then it can be a little stressful, but you know, and that does happen. And there are folks that do the cruising lifestyle in power boats also, which, you know, we've never done, but we do use our engines quite a bit. And we just like having the sailboat as, you know, a way to diversify our propulsion, so to speak. The other thing you could do when you're cruising around is you can fish. And some people really love fishing. I'm not much of a fisherman, much to my son-in-law's chagrin. He did leave me a pole and a net and a gaff, and I haven't caught any fish yet, but we have seen some fish in the Bahamas, and people do catch fish, especially when they go offshore or out of the inland sea. And then of course people like to go get lobsters, and there's still some conch to be gotten here, and they like diving for those things. Lobster season is over right now. It ended in March and we're into April now. So, but those are all things that you know, people enjoy doing on the cruising boats. And then of course there's just hanging out with each other. Occasionally you're gonna bump into people that you know on other boats, and, you know, playing games and cards and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. Just having some cocktails and talking about the different things that you've done on your boat to solve storage problems, or, you know, handling of sails or lines. You know, it's all, you know, part of the cruising adventure. And then we really enjoy having friends and family join us. That's one of the reasons that we got a larger catamaran, is the stability of the boat, but also that we could have another couple on board and there was room for everybody. Everybody still had some privacy. In our boat, you know, one hull is the owner's hull and the other hull is the guest hull, and so you kind of have some privacy, which is kind of rare on a boat. Boats are small. It's like living in a small, real small apartment, and so, you know, privacy is good and comfort is good. So that's one of the things that we enjoy most, is sharing our cruising lifestyle, usually on a week or two at a time, with friends and family. A lot of them are still working, but we have some friends that are retired and come visit us for a couple weeks. We have a friend who's retired, and he's actually going to join us for 3 weeks and help us take the boat back to the U.S. Around the 1st of May, so that'll be fun. It's always fun when you're sharing what you enjoy doing with other people, taking them to cool places that you've been, and just showing them the sights that you've seen. And you know, it helps us not to take for granted this lifestyle also, because it is a great lifestyle for us. We don't know how long we're going to do the cruising lifestyle. We've been doing it about 2 years, and we're enjoying it. But you know, there is the pull of family ashore, and sometimes that pull's pretty strong, especially those grandchildren. And we'll see how all that works itself out. But we are planning to do a video on with Betsy and I, and we'll talk about some of the things that we've liked and disliked about cruising, because there are some things that we dislike or were surprising to us, and that might help you make a decision on whether you want to dive into this kind of lifestyle or not, or go sample it for a while. Either way, those are some of the things that we do to keep busy on our cruising boat. Of course, there's always, the domestic chores, but those are the same anywhere, doing laundry, dishes, cooking, all that stuff. You still have that. And of course, maintaining the boat, which, we have a couple episodes on, maintaining things and also fixing things when they break unexpectedly, because that's usually when they break unexpectedly. But we have lots of time to enjoy our time on the water. We have lots of time to relax and enjoy friends and family and fellow cruisers on other boats, and it's really been a very pleasurable journey for us so far. Thanks for watching. Please hit the subscribe button. More subscribers help us stay on YouTube. And hit the like button. Any comments, I try to reply to all comments quickly, but if you have questions or things that you'd like to know more about on our cruising adventure, just drop us a line. Until next time, have a great day.